Uh, Welcome to this video, and I'm going to explain example 3 of topic number 5 of Pearson and Excel International A-Level Pure Mathematics. And you're going to talk about example 3. Moving forward, my name is Mr. Peter Kamoto, and please make sure you follow my videos. I do explain all examples in Edexcel Pearson International Advanced Level and also International GCSE Mathematics. In example 3, we are told that, or rather before we can understand example 3, we know that the general equation of a straight line is y is equals to mx plus c. But now in this example, we are going to express it in terms of ax plus by plus c is equals to 0. We are going to express it in this format. And in example 3, we are told to talk about, let's talk about example 3, because in this video we might have more than one example. Write down the gradient and the y-intercept of these lines. And the first one, part A, we are talking about y is equals to minus 3x plus 2. The gradient, this one is in this format, y is equals to mx plus c. And you know m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. So, very fast, the gradient m is actually negative 3. And the y-intercept c is 2. But of course, you should know where this graph cuts the y-axis, it cuts the y-axis at this particular point 2. And the gradient is negative 3, so from top left to bottom right. This particular point is the y-intercept. Of course, anything along the y-axis, the value of x is always 0. In fact, as much as this is the y-axis, the other name of this line is simply x is equals to 0. So the coordinates of the y-intercept is 0, 2. And that is just part A. Let's talk about part B. Part B is 4x minus 3y plus 5 is 0. Now, you realize that it is not very automatic to get the gradient of this particular equation because it is not in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. The gradient is not very straightforward. So, to do this, we must express this one in terms of y is equals to mx plus c. And how do you do that? You just make y the subject of the formula. For example, if we take negative 3y across, we're going to have 3y is equals to 4x plus 5 is equals to 4x plus 5. Now, to make y the subject of the formula, we must divide by 3 all the terms by 3. So we have our y is equals to 4 over 3x plus 5 over 3. Clearly, this is our value of m. So our gradient, which is now the value of m, is easily 4 over 3. And the y-intercept, is at the point, of course, anything to do with the y-axis, x is equals to 0, is 0, 5 over 3. Those are the coordinates of the y-intercept. And that is just like example 3. And I wish to combine this one probably with example 4. Let's just have example 4 because we have the same kind of reasoning. Example 4. And example 4, part A, we are told that write these lines in the form of ax plus by plus c. And the first line is y is equals to 4x plus 3. And then you are expected to write it in the form of ax plus by plus c. What does this mean? This means we bring all the terms on the same side, and then we leave 0 we leave 0 because we are supposed to write it in this format. We leave 0 on that other side. So basically what we need to do is let y come across because it's simply alone on that other side. So it's going to be 4x minus y plus 3 is equals to 0. And that is just like it as far as part A is concerned. Let us look at part B of the same example 4. Part B, y is equals to negative a half x plus 5. And again, we are expected to write this one in the form of ax plus by plus c. If you look at this, we have negative a half x, which is on the right hand side with the constant 5, and y is on the left hand side. So either way, you may decide to bring y this side, or you may decide to bring the x on the left hand side. In this example, I choose to bring the x on the left hand side because it's already negative, and when it crosses over to the left hand side is going to be positive. So I'm going to have a half x plus y, because y doesn't shift, minus 5 is equals to 0. Now look, we may leave it that way, but of course it is important to let the coefficient of x be a whole number. And how does this happen? We have to multiply everything by 2, every term by 2. And it's going to be x plus 2y minus 10 is equals to 0, because a half x times 2 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, minus 5 times 2 is minus 10, and 0 times 2 is 0. And at that point, then we have been able to express this example, this equation in terms of ax plus by minus c is equals to 0. Now, in this case, you can already see that a is equals to 1 because the coefficient of x is 1, b is equals to 2, the coefficient of y is 2, and c is negative 10. That is just like it. In the part A of the same example, you can see a was 4, b was negative 1, and c was a positive 3. And at that point, then, we have been able to express the two examples in terms of ax plus by plus c. Please follow my videos, go to my channel, subscribe in my channel, like these examples or these videos, and share widely. By so doing, we're going to teach the world mathematics, and it's going to make it easier for the students. Please subscribe, share, and like. All right, thank you so much.